Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Rachel Phillips. After learning how to start the engine, you don't instantly drive on a freeway. Instead, you go through the neighborhood or a parking lot. According to the study, something as simple as catching and throwing a ball is exactly what veterans suffering from PTSD need. Welcome back. When George Floyd was killed in Minnesota, social justice movements swept across the country. Here at the Environmental Educational Center in Chandler, cars are parked as far as the eye can see, with voters trickling out, making sure that their voice is heard. With the two meets coming up, so we've got DC and then Vegas for the final, what do you hope from the fans? As Arizona confronts another wave of positive COVID-19 tests across the state, a prominent university has a stark recommendation for state leaders. Back on October 18th, when the half Ironman took place, there were just 660. That's an increase of over 2,700 cases in just 1 month. You looked extremely focused and comfortable out there. How was it being on court 2 today? So that athletes like Aiden could stay connected to the community. But the desire to be back on the court playing sports with his friends has never been higher. We've got some breaking news for you. The NCAA has just announced that the 2026 Women's Final Four will be held right here in Phoenix. The intersection of politics and sport has become increasingly prevalent over the past few years. Its most recent instance came last week when NAU linebacker Tristan Vance was spotlighted in a Biden ad.
I trust Joe Biden to do that.
Vance felt obligated to take the rare opportunity on a global scale and use his voice as both a black man and student athlete.
Just being able to share the stories, I believe it's a form of education. It's a form of providing insight and information to people who don't know. And that's just that's a first step, I believe, in beginning to bridge the gap.
When athletes use their platform to talk about social justice or politics, it's often met with repercussions. But the lumberjack recognized the significance of making a statement off the field and hopes his fellow athletes will do the same.
It's not just about, the backlash you can receive or, you towing that line. It's you being able to be a voice for the thousands, because not every voice can be heard. So if you have the opportunity, go ahead and share it.
With the narrative on athletes speaking out gradually shifting, ASU quarterback Jaden Daniels knows the gravity his input can have.
People might not see it. Sometimes take for granted what the student athlete says. So they see a lot of student athletes voicing their opinions and supporting each other. And then I feel like there's going to be no reason but to force them to change.
The change Daniels hopes to see: social injustice and police brutality.
There's a lot of things that are still getting let by when it's not okay. Just me being a African-American world, I feel like me and other student athletes are black shouldn't be scared to walk outside with their hood on.
Come Tuesday, Vance, Daniels, and Arizona quarterback Grant Gunnell will be swapping this for this so that their voice is heard. And they're encouraging everyone else to do the same.
You're voting on your future when you vote. So I feel like that's important for everyone to do, not just athletes, for students, for the community to vote. And, you're deciding on what you want this country to be.
The support Vance has received could be the start of athletes being viewed as more than just the number on their back. And for those who just want players to stick to sports,
they devalue your life experiences beyond that field of play. I don't feel like they're truly your fans.
Vance isn't letting the change end with his vote. He recently helped start an organization at NAU called Athletes for Social Alliance, which offers professional support for the school's athletic community. In the Broadcast Center, Rachel Phillips, Cronkite News. After watching the hit 1994 film Forrest Gump, Dr. Dave Mayer felt inspired, not to run across the country like the Tom Hanks character, but instead to walk all 30 Major League Baseball stadiums. To deliver one simple message.
Every day I walk in memory of a caregiver or a patient that's lost their lives due to preventable medical harm.
According to the patient safety movement, preventable medical harm ranks as the third leading cause of death in America.
I saw too many patients that lost their lives due to things that were preventable, and so I got very interested in quality and safety.
Dr. Mayer is spending his mornings training at Peoria Sports Complex in preparation for his next leg. He and 49 others, one from every state, will meet in Washington, D.C., where they will walk from the Freedom Plaza to the Capitol in honor of World Patient Safety Day.
Many of the people are walking, like I said, have lost loved ones, and they're going to be wearing shirts with their daughter or their husband on the shirt to commemorate.
Carol Hemelgarn is one of the 50 people walking. Her 9-year-old daughter Alyssa was diagnosed with leukemia and died only 10 days later because of multiple medical errors.
They did not see she was becoming septic. They thought she was anxious. And they kept treating her as someone who was anxious when yet you look at the medical record, you see she was all the classic signs and symptoms.
These people turn their losses around and say, we're going to try to leave a legacy for our loved one.
It's going to be emotional. I can feel it.
After World Patient Safety Day, Dr. Mayer will continue on his walk to America's major league stadiums. For Mayer, baseball represents survival, a metaphorical field of dreams.
I love all sports, but there's something about baseball. It has been that one constant in our lives, at least mine, to save one life. If 1,400 miles saves one life, it was well worth it.
Rachel Phillips, Cronkite News. Rachel Phillips here, and alongside me, ASU gymnast Morgan Wilson. Morgan, an incredible night for you, career highs on bars and also all around. How important was you to come out here and really give your all in your last ever home meet?
It was really important. I tried not to think about it. Honestly, I just wanted to get it done with my team and just have fun tonight. That's what we were trying to do, is just have fun. And when we have fun, we do our best. So that's what I was trying to do.
A couple of fist bumps from you as well, so definitely having some fun. For you guys, it's been a really massive week. You obviously had Arizona on Friday, Stanford Monday, and then now here against Pittsburgh. What's been the most impressive thing for you about the team this week?
Honestly, just how much we've been able to have fun. Like, we've trusted ourselves up to this point, and we were just rolling. We knew we could do it, so we didn't have to worry or stress about hitting our routines. We were able to have fun. So it was impressive that every week we were consistent and we kept the ball rolling, which is impressive to me.
Speaking about keeping the ball rolling, you've only got one meet before Pac-12s. How important is it for you to keep the momentum rolling through that one?
It's pretty important, and I think we can totally do it. I mean, we just want to finish the preseason strong and just go into Pacs as confident as we can.
Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's an emotional night for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on an incredible career for ASU.
Thank you.
Morgan Wilson alongside Rachel Phillips, Cronkite Sports. Phoenix Raceway can seat up to 42,000 people. And if COVID-19 wasn't a factor, on the biggest day in racing, it was expected to do just that. Instead, the track had to limit fans to just 8,400 a day.
It's weird. It's kind of eerie. It's kind of a double-edged sword. It's nice to not have to deal with the crowd so much, but on the other hand, the crowds create quite an experience.
We've met friends that were season ticket holders also that would be here or there, and we don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sad with this COVID thing. We don't have people to oh yeah, or oh no with.
Yes, the grandstands might not have been packed, but fans could still flock to the stands, sit in one of these very seats, and watch everything the race had to offer.
We're coming one way or the other.
We're hardcore.
Yeah.
If we wouldn't have got tickets, I would have been Urgh.
Yeah.
Phoenix marked Ron Blake and Lynn Mason's first championship weekend. And for them, it continued on their 20-year-long tradition of attending races together. But for some, it was a chance to get a glimpse at what the future might look like.
This is our road. This is where we're coming. We're going to try to be here for the ARCA races as a racer, and get them into the trucks and get our way up to NASCAR.
At just 2 years old, Joaquin Stewart told his mum he wanted to be a race car driver. And he's been pursuing it ever since. Seeing the adrenaline of a championship up close is exactly what fuels his dreams.
Pretty exciting since I've been trying to do this all basically my life.
Because of the protocols NASCAR had in place due to COVID-19, Chevrolet's Jim Campbell sat on the outside of the track and got to witness fan reactions firsthand.
It was great to see the fans in the stands. And I'll tell you, when Chase got to the lead, it was fun to see the reaction from the stands. There were a lot of Chase Elliott fans out there today.
As for the drivers,
looking forward to next year when we can get some fans back to the racetrack, and hopefully we get through this pandemic soon, because it's nice to be able to have a packed out house like we used to have.
Despite there being just 20% of Phoenix Raceway's maximum occupancy, nothing could take away from Chase Elliott winning his first NASCAR Cup championship. For Cronkite News, I'm Rachel Phillips.